Hello, this is my video demonstration and explanation for task 3 for my assessment. Task 3 was the task that wanted me to gather students' marks from a text file, store it in a dictionary, work out the top mark, the average mark, then store those average marks and top marks in a results file. Results file is here. I can clear this. This is currently clear. Students.txt file. We've got 6 students, 6 different marks, random, doesn't really mean anything. Start off line 4. We create the dictionary. Student marks is currently blank. We then open the file. We store the contents of the file using the read in the content of the file. We then close the file. We split the contents using the split function. Content of file.split. We store that in the split contents. This will mean we can then cycle through it later, one at a time. It's in a list. The split contents will be a list due to the split function. This means we can cycle through it using indexes, which is important because it just makes the whole job easier. We then work out the number of items in the file. We use len for this. We do the length of split contents. The length of this list will be the number of items in the file. But we use that for the average later. We will divide it by 2 because it's the students file currently has the name and the number. So if we divide it by 2, that'll be the number of students, not just the number of students and the number of marks, just the number of students, which will be good for the average. We create a temporary variable called I set to 0. We have a top mark. We set it to -1, just in case everyone scores 0. The top mark will be set to 0. Otherwise, nothing will happen. So we set it to -1 so it can be overwritten because no one's going to be scoring less than 0. Total marks is set to 0. That'll be used for the average. We have a while loop. While I is less than or equal to the number of items divided by -2. This is because the index of a list starts at 0, and if we went to the number of items in the file, if we went to that index, there'll be nothing there because all the indexes start 1 before. And we do -2 because later on we're getting we're getting the value in the -1 position anyway. So we do -2 so it doesn't then, yeah. We do student marks, split contents, the current index equals split contents I plus 1. This adds the name and the mark to the dictionary. It stores the name first and sets their marks to the number, if that makes sense. So we have just making this the predominant part of the dictionary, and the thing it's equal to will be the marks, and that is why we have I plus 1 here and not I again. We then have top mark. Top mark is less than the integer of split contents I plus 1 because it's currently a string, so we make an integer. If it is less than the current value, we set top mark to the current value, the current mark in split contents. We then have total marks. Total marks, we add on the current mark of the current person. We then increase I by 2 because it's a list and we have a name, a number, a name, a number. We don't want to go to the number because that'll mess everything up, so we're going to go to the next name by completely missing the next index and just going to the next one after that. After we go through this while loop, it will eventually stop when we have gone through all the names and all the marks. We'll calculate the average marks by doing total marks found in the loop divided by number of items in the file divided by 2. This is because we have the names and the numbers, and we just want the number of people. We don't want the number of people and the number of marks. We divide by 2 because everyone's always going to have a name and a number. We're going to then print out the student marks, the average marks, well, student marks, average marks, top marks. This will output the dictionary itself, the average marks and the top marks, and then we're going to, at the bottom here, open our file and store the average marks and the top mark. I use the formatting thing here. It looks nice. Here is the code running. May have explained it overly much, but here it is. It's outputted our dictionary according to the students file. You can see Mark 21, Susan 22, David 23. It has calculated the average number of marks and the top mark held by Katie. If we go to results, we can now see average mark set to 44, top mark is 120, which means that code has worked. We have successfully written the average mark and the top mark to the results file. Thank you. That is my demonstration.